Hello. So, today is Christmas Eve, right? 24th of December, 2025. And as people are getting ready to celebrate Christmas and, doing Christmas stuff, buying gifts for your loved ones, being very stressed over who gets what and where we're going to eat. And that was my life back then. And now that I'm here, I'm looking at it and I have a reflection. And I wonder who else out there has this kind of reflection. And it is how fast time goes by. However, it also feels slow. Because when you look at what's happening around the world and in your own life, you see how the same problems keep repeating itself. It's like you're in a cycle of repetition, in a cycle that keeps pulling you in even when you want to supposedly let go. So as I was looking at that reflection and seeing how right now in this world that we're living, there's so much pain, there's so much hardship. Everywhere you go, you see people that are suffering, and suffering in ways that to some they won't even notice. That's how blind they are, that they don't see their own suffering because it has become the norm. It has become like the thing you always do. So because you always done it, so now it's normal, so you wear it like your birthday suit. So I was reflecting on that, like how many of you do that. And as I sat here, you guys know my routine by the lake. I always sit by sweet water, in high connection with her. This kind of reflection always comes to be, and I always want to share it with you because I know that there's many of you out there that see life the way I do, in a philosophical way, in a way that it explained to us how we, every single one of us, is the creator of our own reality. So once I've learned that, I learned that I needed to connect deeply with me. I needed to know who I am. I needed to find out all that has happened in order to create me, so that I understood my thoughts, I understood my actions, and then understanding how do you adjust yourself to that creation that has happened, with your own identity, with yourself, with who you believe you are today. So in order for you to be able to remove that, you need to know what is it. So every day I come here and I ask those questions. So I ask you, have you thought about that? Have you thought about how your life has shaped you in everything that you're doing today, in everything that you're being today? How many of you out there are stressed out because it's Christmas and, you probably didn't get the right gift for your loved ones? Because in this environment we live in today, Christmas has turned into gifts, and what can you get for someone else instead of how can you guys see each other? How can you guys connect deeper to each other without material gifts? Like, what else can you give? Can you give you for once? Can you give your presence as the gift? Can you give your compassion as the gift? Can you give who you truly are? However you may see yourself, whether you see yourself broken, whether you see yourself undesirable, whether you see yourself as someone who is not worthy of the great things in life, happiness, peace, love. You might see yourself like that, like worthless. Can you give yourself as the gift? for many of you, you won't, because you believe you're worthless. So you being the gift is like giving nothing. You see? So for those of you who see yourself like that, you know, what created that? What happened? What happened when you were a child that created that? You know, I'm feeling your energy. I'm feeling, you know, because I'm stepping into that world that you might be in your mind, so that I can understand where you are, you know? So for those of you who are feeling this way, you know, that way, the way I described it, unworthy, that how come you are the gift and not something external of you, I want you to take a look at that. Look into your childhood and find out, you know, what about in your environment made you believe that, make you think, make you create that story that you are unworthy. You see? So that's what I wish to give you guys for this Christmas. Happy Yule. The understanding that in your life, you create your own stories, and based on creating the stories and how you're going to perceive yourself in that story, then you're gonna go and attract that reality into your life, because it has to play out exactly as you have created it in your mind. So it always finds a way to happen in this reality, in the material world. So, you know, shake it off. You shake it off. You know, just shake it off. Shake off that energy. That energy is stagnant inside of you. You know, you can use some tapping in the body. Tapping helps too, you know, to release that energy, that thought that you have created. You have thought that for a very long time, and now it is part of you. So now you need to shake this off. You need to understand where that thought came from. Where in your childhood, what happened in the childhood that you, as the receiver of that environment, you believe that you were not worthy. You believe that you were not good enough, that you were enough. So once you discover where it came from, you're going to start feeling the release. You're going to start feeling lighter in your heart, because your heart holds an energetic field. I call it the machine. That's my machine. And in the machine, the heart, with that energetic field, whatever you're feeling here, you're going to attract. Is what it is. So at this moment, by you understanding where that thought of not being good enough, of being enough came from, you start releasing it from here. You start releasing the tension from the heart, allowing that energy to come from the solar plexus into the heart. You know, it opens up. Now the feeling here, it's lighter, it's calm. That energy is relaxing, because now your mind gets to relax as well. Why? Because now you're understanding. Wait, I created this. It's my thoughts that is doing it. Where did I pick it up? And go there. Go into the shadows. Go. You must go in there. You cannot bypass it. You know, you can do tapping to support you. You can do yoga to support you. You can do sound healing to support you. You can do artistic activities that you like to support you. However, you must do the work, which is to sit down and start journaling this. You need to really journal and find out where in your childhood this came from. The idea that you're not enough. The idea that you are a broken product. The idea that, you know, you don't deserve great things in life, the idea that somehow you deserve a punishment, you need to find where it came from. And based on my experience, it comes from your childhood, in your environment. So take a look. So an environment where a child, a person that grows up to believe that they're not good enough, there was some sort of a rejection that you felt as a child. This rejection can come from anywhere. Like this rejection, because remember, we're energetic beings, so electromagnetic beings, so we will attract this electromagnetism, right? We're going to call it electromagnetism. That's the right word. Was created the moment you were in this conception, this union between these two energies, right? So if there was any rejection of you from that conception, then you already have it in your energy. And let me tell you how crazy this is, that it will even go into your ancestors. So like if your mother had it, if your father had any insecurity, that energy is already within the sperm of your father. So that's why I'm telling you, that's why you have to heal all the way through the lineage, because this information is carried from one generation to the next generation, and on and on and on and on. And you're here today and you're wondering why you're feeling the way that you're feeling. You're feeling like that because there was a rejection that happened, right? During this conception and beyond your ancestors' lineage, that energy has been passed down from one generation to the next. So for you feeling insecure, because that's what it is, insecurity, well, that comes from generations. That comes from generations. So depending on your ethnicity, like what has happened in history and within your culture, for example, if you come from insecurity from an African American community, right? Well, there was a lot of insecurity in that community the minute that these people were enslaved, So the minute any will was violated, because that's what slavery did, it took away the